What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. My first story today is about Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt being inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Of hip-hop royalty. Jay-Z's seminal debut, Reasonable Doubt, will cement its legacy in the Grammys Hall of Fame this May.
I think Reasonable Doubt is a great album. I was around when it came out. I bought it myself when it came out because of the cosign from Biggie at the time. And I thought the album was a classic at the time. But my only problem with it is Reasonable Doubt over Illmatic. As far as Grammy Hall of Fame, and for it to be the only hip hop album inducted this year over Illmatic, I don't know, but let me give you my argument. The Grammy Hall of Fame, an institution meant to honor albums of lasting historical significance, recently inducted Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt over Nas's Illmatic, a move that has sparked debate among hip-hop fans. While Reasonable Doubt is undoubtedly a classic, the decision to induct it before Illmatic raises serious questions about whether this was a case of favoritism over artistic merit. When we compare the two albums purely on impact, influence, and critical reception, it becomes clear that Illmatic is the superior work, making its exclusion a glaring oversight in hip-hop history. And that's my argument. If you look at the impact that Illmatic has had as far as hip-hop, it's no different than Reasonable Doubt. It too, when it came out, did not sell well, was not critically acclaimed. In fact, I take that back. It was critically acclaimed when it came out. It received 5 mics in the source before it even came out, when it was reviewed by Miss Info. Shout out to Miss Info. From a critical standpoint, Illmatic is widely regarded as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Upon its release in 1994, it was met with universal acclaim, boasting a perfect score from the Source magazine, a feat that was nearly unheard of at the time. Over the years, Illmatic has consistently topped greatest hip-hop album lists, with major outlets like Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, and Complex all ranking it as one of the most essential albums in hip-hop history. On the other hand, Reasonable Doubt, while highly respected, did not receive the same level of immediate critical praise. It was a strong debut, but it took time for it to gain the classic status it holds today. At the time of its release, 1996, it was often compared unfavorably to other albums from that era, such as It Was Written by Nas, The Score by the Fugees, All Eyes on Me by Tupac. While Reasonable Doubt has aged well and is now considered one of Jay-Z's best works, it never quite reached the mythical level of reverence that Illmatic has maintained since day one. And if you look at the albums that did come out in 1996, like they said, It Was Written, which was Nas's second album, The Score by the Fugees, and All Eyes on Me by Tupac, I definitely wouldn't say that Reasonable Doubt is a better album than It Was Written. I wouldn't, in my personal opinion, and I definitely don't think it's a better work than All Eyes on Me by Tupac. And they all came out that same exact year. So even if they were picking albums from the year 1996, still, why would they pick Reasonable Doubt over these other albums when it still hasn't had the impact that these albums have had as time has passed on? All Eyes on Me has gotten nothing but better as time has passed on, and It Was Written has gotten nothing but better itself as time has passed on. So, beyond reviews, Illmatic redefined what a hip-hop album could be. It set the gold standard for lyricism, storytelling, and production, inspiring a generation of rappers from J. Cole to Kendrick Lamar. The raw, poetic realism of Nas' lyrics captured the struggles of inner city life with unmatched authenticity, making it a blueprint for conscious and street rap. The production, featuring legendary producers like DJ Premier, Pete Rock, and Q-Tip, revolutionized hip-hop sound, combining jazz-infused beats with intricate, somatic storytelling. And that's a whole nother thing. Illmatic brought in a completely different format for how albums were made. So we're not just talking about the music itself. We're talking about the production of the album also made a big cultural impact on hip hop. By contrast, Reasonable Doubt was more of a cult classic turned mainstream success. It showcased Jay-Z's mafioso rap style and lyrical wit, but it didn't redefine hip-hop in the way Illmatic did. Jay-Z himself has admitted that Reasonable Doubt was overlooked in its time, only gaining more recognition as his career skyrocketed. While it certainly influenced later luxury rap artists, its cultural footprint simply doesn't match the seismic shift Illmatic created. And that's just facts. I know people want to do revisionary history and make it appear as if Jay-Z came out of the gate with a classic album and everybody knew it, but that's just not true. I was there. I was there when Reasonable Doubt came out. I remember when Jay-Z, was the buzz because of Dead Presidents. And when it came out, nobody was like, yeah, this is a classic album. It kind of developed. Once he changed his style, because after that album, he didn't rap in that style anymore. That's when he really found his own style after that album. And to be honest, on that album, he's doing the style that Nas created on Illmatic.
And that's just facts.
The Grammys have a long history of overlooking true hip-hop masterpieces in favor of more commercially friendly or industry-backed choices. Some of the most glaring examples include Macklemore's winning the Heist over Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City. The Grammys repeatedly snubbing legends like Tupac, Biggie, and Nas for years. By inducting Reasonable Doubt over Illmatic, the Grammys continue this trend of favoring industry relationships and commercial power over true artistry. While Jay-Z is an undeniable legend, there is no objective argument that his debut album had a bigger impact than Illmatic. And it's just no way. By inducting Reasonable Doubt over Illmatic, the Grammys continue the trend of favoring industry relationships and commercial power over true artistry. And that's all I think this could be, is that Jay-Z and his wife Beyonce are highly favored by the Grammys. So I'm pretty sure they said if we're going to pick a hip hop album, it's got to be one of Jay-Z's, as opposed to what really made the impact that it needs to make. And this is not to take any glory from Jay-Z. Just as a hip hop fan, I got to keep it real. Illmatic deserves to be in the Grammy Hall of Fame before Reasonable Doubt. Not because Jay-Z's album isn't great, but because Nas' album is greater. Illmatic set the foundation for an entire generation of hip-hop artists, defined the East Coast sound, and remains the most critically acclaimed album of all time in hip-hop. The Grammys' decision to induct Reasonable Doubt first isn't about recognizing the best. It's about rewarding industry, power, and influence. Hip-hop fans and historians know the truth. Illmatic is the gold standard. Period. And that's just my opinion. But what's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. You know how I do it. Peace.